I guess what we're gonna do is just go through what was it? It's one of the games from the recent tournament on Board Game Arena.
Right. Zapawa versus Desperis.
Zapawa versus Desperis. So yeah, which is otherwise known on IGGC as T-ball. T-ball. Like I don't see the game in front of me, but Testingqwerty has the game up, so he's gonna tell us the moves.
So this is like a free setup, and so it's a bit different.
Oh, okay.
So you can delete the neutral and move the neutral to F7.
Neutral to F7. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then white on F6.
White on F6. Wait, can you do red first?
Okay, yeah. Red on F8. And then white on F6.
White on F6. Right. And I remember Miha talking about this pie. And at first I was thinking, like, is this pie just basically the mirror image pie that red can just win? Because if the neutral's in the center and red just chooses, I think it's just to like basically wrap around the neutral.
Right.
And you can just win like that. I mean, it's not easy. I don't think it's trivial, but like I think that it was provably forced or something like this.
Well, I played it against like Atari a number of times, and he kept winning, and so I just kind of abandoned it, and I feel like it's bad. So, I guess this is like an improved version for white slightly.
Right. So this could still be fair.
I think so. Like if red tries to wrap around the neutral this time, like white has a little bit more space to work with, so maybe it's okay.
What do you think about if the neutral was on? Oh, wait a minute. I was thinking that it was 2 spaces away, but it's actually only 1 space away. So yeah, right. It's only slightly different. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So what happens?
Well, basically, let's see. Go to next player's turn. So red, I think white accepted the pie, and then red played to C5.
So white accepted the pie, and white in this case was Desperis.
Desperis, yeah, and then red Zapawa.
Okay, so Desperis played as white, and Zapawa, who was the host and who set up this pie, he ended up being red. Shall we turn on influence or not?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So C5 is the first move.
Right. And then the next move is B2.
And okay, so this first move, C5, yeah, I guess it makes sense for red to basically just play just far enough so that red can get out. Because the farther red plays from here, then I think red will just have less influence, right? So red has 30 here, and red will have like 27 here. And of course, playing here, red will have 27 as well. So like red will again have less influence. And if red plays here, then white can kind of counterattack. So let's turn captures on. You can see that this is. So this makes sense. Okay, and so white plays.
Good move. White plays B2.
White plays B2. What do you think?
Yep. I think B2's fine. I think you should keep influence on, at least for the opening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a point in white trying to block red getting into the right side, because red can just counterattack. Like if, let's just say white plays E6 instead, instead of B2.
E6, yeah.
Or sorry, E5. Sorry.
Again, this one just also falls to C3. Yeah. It's not like a direct. It's not like so obvious, because like red can get trapped here if white can make it not so easy for red to win that piece, but it's sometimes just, at least in my opinion, just not worth it. I don't know.
It just feels bad to walk so quickly into an attack. Also, because red doesn't need to like continue with the threats. Like if E5 and then C3, and then I don't know, e6, and then red can like play elsewhere like g3 or something like that.
Or to like even e3, and then it's just
Yeah,
like
something like that.
super
So,
annoying.
I don't know.
G3.
Maybe it's okay for white.
Yeah, no, red's all spread out here. Yeah, so I think what Desperis decided to do here was pretty nice.
Right. So then after b2, we see j8,
and of course, you know, if red passes, like I just immediately see that, like, you know, there's these two stacks that. Okay, so j8. Okay,
makes sense, I think.
Makes sense, yeah.
And here I haven't looked at the next move yet, but I feel like white should be trying to cut with e5 now.
So you think that white should try to cut with e5? You mean cut?
Cut as in prevent red from getting a 2-stack on g5, because I feel like that's red's idea here. Red wants to like surround white. So
yeah, so white wants to block the red lines of sight into the right side.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't say cut, but that's kind of how I think about it, because it's like a future line of sight that's going to get built. So, so maybe e5 or f5 both seem viable. F5 seems good because it adds like another line of sight.
F5 looks kind of flexible because you can do a lot of different parrying moves,
right.
Parrying and shielding moves to, and like let's say if you play f5, red can attack. Actually, let's see. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, can white parry? Not really.
It's not a parry. It's not really, because it's still just a 1-stack. Like,
oh, on the attack on f5. So if red plays into f4 right now, I think white will have to shield. Like white shield on e5 is probably the best bet.
Yeah, on e5 probably. This is also looks a bit. I mean, red doesn't have much of a support for any one of his stones, but then at the same time, none of them are really under attack.
Yeah, so red can play g5 here just to continue the attack. This time white will parry. But now red has a shield on c4. Whatever. That seems better for red. So I don't know. Maybe f5 isn't that good actually. But I just feel like you need to prevent g5 with a 2-stack, but maybe not. Let's see what they played though.
This also looks fine. It's also possible to not g5 like this. Maybe this is just the move. I don't know. But let's see what did T-Ball
play? Yeah. White responded with I9.
I9. Okay, so to me, I guess when you start on the middle of the board, it's difficult because you need to send people in both directions. Right. But like obviously, white would have preferred to start at b2, then play I9, and then come with the 2-stack on f6. But I guess that was like white had to deal with what white had. So that's just the nature of, because otherwise, but it just feels kind of weak to have these all 1-stacks in just one line. But I think that's, I mean, here it doesn't seem weak, but here I would be worried about a cut on h8 at this point.
Right. So like what if white plays h9 after the cut? H9, then just that seems pretty good. Oh.
No, hang on. I don't know.
Well, white can even take the neutral here. That could be good.
Now this looks pretty good for red, I guess.
Yeah, but now red can come in. Red has like a bunch of invasion points, and white's gonna kind of get surrounded. So might be bad.
There's probably better responses for white, but this is kind of forced, and then this doesn't seem too bad. And then this is like kind of forced. And then this is basically already at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah, that's so what did red do then?
Let's see. Red, instead of that, red played g5.
Which is, makes sense.
G5,
also.
G5 is a good move, I think, because that's like what I was afraid about for white
in the first place. Yeah.
For the first move. So now I think red's achieved a good shape essentially.
Right. So, I guess for me, like white has very little depth in white's position, so I would be curious to see how he's able to, make a strong network at this point.
Yeah, I think you need to start as white. I feel like you need to start cutting red's connections.
Right.
Because
so either one of
red's
these,
going to come in with like 2 stacks. Yeah, if you play h8.
This one seems okay. This one seems okay, but again, there's not depth. But actually, what's interesting, Thibault was talking to me about this, that that playing in straight lines is actually like his style.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And the reason is because when you play in like a solid straight line, it creates like the most new amounts of lines of sight.
Right. I guess in this position, though, it seems like there's a risk in that because this is going to be 2 stacks in a straight line, that white just keeps getting attacked from both sides, which with 2 stacks is kind of difficult because you just got to create more shields, essentially. Just so, for example, if let's say white plays h8 here, white plays h8, then red can respond with h6 with an attack.
Yeah.
Shields, and then red can play e5, another attack. Or red can even play f5 there in that same position. Like, so if you go, f5 there, it looks super strong.
Yeah.
Like white doesn't even seem to have too much there, I don't think.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty double attack. I want to know what did white do, because we have these cutting points.
After g5, white played h8.
Okay, so this was played.
So white did go with that actually, and then red responds with f10.
I wonder.
Oh, you know what? I think the idea is because I think red's afraid of losing f8.
Yeah, I was thinking like basically f10 sets up parry. So and also it controls h10.
Right.
So like if red were to pass, and maybe white could do an attacking move, but I don't know. Like it's a bit it does basically command a lot of space on the lower left. I mean, it's a nice supporting move, but I would probably have gone for some just like really aggressive cut here.
Yeah, I think the best combination or best line is probably just h6, because like there's no way white can ignore this threat, I don't think.
And then you just keep attacking.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so what did white do? F10. So then, wait, does white get an opportunity to? So after f10, does white get an opportunity to like, now play in? So there's one cutting point he played in. Now maybe this one, or
right. E5. Let's see. Interesting. So white actually played h6 instead of e5.
But that also is a nice, like, prophylactic move, because red could have played this one as well with an attack on h8.
Right. So white's dealt with that. I think h6 is a nice move.
Yeah, and also I think it basically forcibly captures j8, because all the intervening squares or spaces are controlled by white, and there's no captures and there's no parry.
So I feel like now red has to take advantage of the j8 stack while it's still alive.
Maybe,
unless red wants to ignore it and just kind of concede the bottom right.
Right. I mean, one way could be like j10 or j5 if you want to, if you were like hell bent on playing a two stacks, I guess.
Right. But the problem though is that let's say white. Yeah. So let's say red. Let's say red plays j5 here. And then, but now white can play e5.
Oh, white doesn't capture.
Like white doesn't need to capture though, because it's like
still there, yeah.
And now g5 is looking pretty unsafe.
Oh yeah, that's true. So maybe red wants to then. That's why I was thinking that red would just rather play this one instead of saving here.
Exactly, red sacrifices. Not really sacrifices. Red just loses, forgets about j8, and then
is that what happened?
Well, let's see. h6. Then white played red played j11.
j11. Okay, I was also thinking about this one. The reason why is because like this one stack interacts with these other one stacks really nicely. I mean, especially this one. This line here with this one here means, to me, it means that like probably red has a good chance of keeping like some stuff on the bottom, but we'll see.
Right. Okay. So after j11, then we see white plays b6.
So white doesn't capture.
No, but I think that makes sense. Like you want to take advantage of the fact that you want to connect your pieces before you make the capture that you can do at any time, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. But there's b6. I mean, again, also, I think e5 still looks pretty good.
e5 feels right to me. It does kind of walk into an attack like e5 and then e3 from red, maybe.
Okay, e5, e3, and then now both of the shields are kind of one stacks, and I mean, honestly, they both look, they'd be fine, because when you try to attack the shield, well,
you can play f5 here.
It's like you can do kind of, you can make that work, but
yeah,
okay, fine.
But b6 is good too. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Then we see d6 from red.
D6. Okay.
I like this move. This is seems like a good move.
Yeah, so far we've got both players are pretty much mixed up throughout the whole board, except the upper right is pretty empty.
Right.
And I don't see, like, I mean, I see that I don't see that any one player has such massive dominance over any one area, except red has an edge on the lower left.
Right. I feel like, red's kind of claiming the lower left at this point. But also red has a lot of options in the top right, I think. So pretty flexible for red. I feel like red's doing pretty well here. So after d6, we see d4 from white.
After b6?
After d6, we see b4.
Yeah, because
d4 from white.
Right. Okay, I see. Right, because d4, right, because with this move, we also, white threatens to build while attacking. Because I think this, if white has maybe a couple more moves, white can block out some of these pesky invasion points, and And of course, red needs to defend this one.
Right.
So will red just do this, or?
Red can do that. Also, f6 is interesting. I think f6 is a little bit better because it controls e5.
You mean e6?
Sorry, e6, yeah.
Don't you think that? Huh. Okay, but is it possible to take advantage that this is just a one stack? I mean,
okay, well now,
not this one, not this one. But what about this one?
What if you just shield here?
Yeah, like this.
F8 or e8, sorry. Like it seems like red, like if white attacks, it just helps red solidify the position, and it doesn't really contribute to white building out its position any further.
Okay. Maybe true. Not sure.
Because I really feel like the battle for e5 is super important, because if white wins that battle, then white's going to claim a lot in the top right. But if red wins that battle, then red's going to win the center and also probably win a little bit in the top right.
So what did right. So what did red do?
Yeah. So after d6, we see wait a second. D6, d4. Then red played d5.
Okay.
And then white played e9.
So yeah, the shield was one of two possible moves, I guess.
Right.
So I guess it makes sense. It's pretty solid, you know. I guess Mihal would prefer to play at the big, strong 3-stack.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then e9.
Then white plays e9, right?
I wonder if white can do anything in this lower left, even at this point. I also wonder if it's possible, you know, if it's just time for white to capture red on J8, even though it's inevitable, like getting for red to get a 2-stack on J5 now would be pretty annoying.
Right. So maybe F9 is a bit speculative. E9 is a bit speculative and not that concrete. Like
well, I don't know. Let's see, because let's if white actually manages to pull off F9.
Okay, but what if red just plays F9 right now?
Like, of course, this is the dream, but we're gonna undo that. So, but the thing is, it's so easy to defend.
Right. Okay, but interesting. We actually don't see that from red. We actually see G10 instead.
That also looks really good.
That seems like a good move. I like that it occupies like the different lines of sight.
Yeah.
So that seems like actually to me seems like even a little bit better maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe it leaves a little bit of space open for white to do some stuff. Because like now, I don't know, maybe this is not important.
Yeah, I really like this move. It also sets up a parry if need be on like with F10, because now F10 has 2 lines of sight on it, so white can't really go after it.
Yeah, white can play one of these, yeah.
Yeah, and then red just defends. So pretty good. So after G10, white plays G7.
After G10, we see G7.
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, at this point, I can see what white is trying to do. White wants to create a wall that separates the majority of red's pieces on the lower left side and cut them off from access to the upper right. And in addition, like this is putting a second line of sight on G5, which if we get a third line of sight, then we can capture it.
Right.
So, I mean, and in terms of like the success, how likely the wall is to really be built, it seems like it could kind of work because the one stack here actually has 3 lines of sight, 3 friendly lines of sight coming from these places. And the 2 stack, which can be directly attacked, can also be kind of defended multiple ways. So there's basically thickness coming from, from this extra 2 stack on H6. And then there's this hole, but it's got three lines of sight. So like if red passes, we get this, which looks amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like at this point, that E5 hex seems super important to control because I think that if red manages to break through on that square, then white's wall won't be looking too good.
Yeah.
So here, red captured the neutral.
Right. And I guess that was one of my variations that I was thinking.
Yeah.
What would you do in this situation?
Instead of capturing the neutral? Oh, as white here.
Because we know why to capture. I mean, actually, I mean, either way. What would you do as red or in response to this move?
I'm looking at moves like G6.
For white?
Yeah, for white.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like basically there needs to be a shield. What do you think about first playing here?
I don't like that as much. I feel like it kind of walks into an attack. Something like that. Oh, like, and maybe red doesn't even need to be like red can distract white with the attack and then go after a different target. So let's say G9 here, white defends with G9, and then red plays G8. And now what if red just plays E6 here?
Yeah.
So I guess white can go after that stack, but I feel like there's probably enough in the top for red to do something. So I don't know. But let's see what we see instead so after the neutral, we see G4.
Because,
wait a second.
What?
Oh, this might have been a mistake, I guess. It's the right move. I said the right move, but I think maybe white didn't see that red was threatening G7.
I mean, after this.
Yeah, because it does make sense to forcibly win G5 if G7 was not under attack.
But white won, right?
What do you mean white won?
Didn't white win?
White won, yeah. White won. So
white won after this?
They managed to make something of the position despite the center completely falling apart, which is super interesting.
Okay, so first of all, we had captures the neutral, then G4.
Yeah.
And then the capture happened?
Wait a second. Oh, wait, no, yeah. Red did capture on G7.
G7, and then?
I thought for a moment that red didn't make that capture. After G7, we see G6 from white.
G6.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. It's probably what I would play as well, I think.
I would capture the J8 at this point. I mean, absolutely.
Okay, so after G6, we see J5 from red.
G5, yeah. Look at that. Spawning a 2-stack out of 2 dead stacks.
Yeah, that seems like a smart use of resources, I think.
Sure.
An alternative move is capturing on H8. That seems also good, but I think red probably wants that 2-stack there. It could be helpful.
Sure.
So makes sense.
But you know what? To be honest, it is like, okay, it is fine, the use of resources, but I mean, can I just think about this for a second? So this was played, and now it's red to play, and red has the chance of saving the one stack and just capturing here and setting up another attack. Like, I don't know. I would just do that, or this.
Right. Okay, so let's say you just go back for a move. Let's say so white plays g6. Let's say red captures on red captures on h8.
H8, yeah.
Yep. Then white's going to capture on g5 here, and then red can capture there. This position looks pretty good for red, I think.
I mean, white's ahead in score, but and white has all these dead stones.
Potentially, yeah. And red has, I think red has just enough invasion points to be to make something in the top or like the top left.
I mean, if you count from like the center, let's see here, I guess. I'm trying to like draw a line across the center of the board. It's like all red, so
yeah.
I don't know.
I think I would certainly take red. I think red's doing very well there. Okay, but let's go back. So
wait, so what happened was this what happened, then this happened. Then he captured the center. And then
white
plays G6. Yep. And red plays J5.
Red plays J5, and then white plays I8.
What?
So instead of, I guess...
Is it so bad to capture?
No, I think it's better to capture, maybe because it achieves the same objectives in controlling the territory and making a solid group.
But it just also eliminates some of the like
while reducing the red influence, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think capturing J is probably a bit better, but okay. Anyways, then after I8, then we see F6 from red.
F6. Yeah, makes sense.
That's a good move. Okay, and then white plays G5.
G5. Right. I mean,
yeah,
of course. I mean, for me, like when it's like this, it's kill or be killed.
Yeah. So it's
like, let's say white passes and red just now it's just continues the
okay, so G5 only move essentially, and then G9 from red.
G9. This is interesting. I mean, I think red wants to begin consolidating what has been gained on the lower side. However, I might just take a moment to just play here first, or just like do something really annoying. You know, one of these sneaky, like.
Oh, you know, it'd be interesting. You could play F3.
Yeah.
And then to set up the cut on C3.
Right. Well, although this is the thing.
But then you can get you get maybe F5, maybe H3, like.
Okay. Come on. So wait, where are we?
This is one of those positions where maybe white's doing okay in the score, but I feel like there's enough holes for red to just essentially attack from any direction and have something work out.
Yeah.
Just because red doesn't need to worry about its position. Like red's position is so solid, right?
But red's dead here. And well, red can parry now, actually. And actually, this is one thing red could probably do is just parry. I don't know. Maybe it's just too slow. This looks all right.
Yeah, and if white plays there, then red parries again, actually.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, but I mean, this would also just die, but so it's not
okay.
good.
So, anyways, so red played G9.
Yeah.
And then white played J9.
J9. Again, I don't see the difference between that and this. This just looks better for white. Because then here, if you have this, then red can still do moves like this. Whereas if you do this, it's like red can't even do that. Like, I mean, you can, but it's much easier to kill. I don't know.
Right. Right. Okay, so yeah, J9, and then red plays I7.
I7.
That's an interesting move. J7 is also pretty good, I think, just because J7 is a 3 stack.
I7, I would just kill it.
Yeah.
Kill, and then this one dies next. I mean, I don't know what the goal is.
So what if hang on, what if instead of I7, what if J7?
It's a I7, J7. Yeah, I mean, this one's much easier to keep alive. I would even like just
idea, but it's probably a bit stronger, maybe.
Well, at least you can basically, this is already alive.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's nothing that can take this down at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's even better than this probably, because now you still don't really live.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like, I mean, okay,
you can, but
yeah. Okay. Anyways, so red plays I7, and then white captures on J8. Yep, makes sense. Okay, after white captures, then we see red plays J7.
Right. So now red wants to try to live or something. So does white just capture?
Yeah, then white captured on I7. Okay.
Yeah. And this one's now basically just dead.
See, now I'm starting to see how the game shifted in white's favor, because like red's actions on the right kind of allowed white to have like a successive series of captures.
That solidified the whole upper side probably.
Right, exactly. Okay, so
interesting, super interesting.
Yeah. Then red plays J6.
J6. Yeah, but this is a kind of an apple picking situation.
Yeah. I like this move actually. I think this is a pretty good move.
J6?
Because you need to do something. Like having 2 lines of sight into the top is a massive advantage compared to having 1 line of sight into the top.
Okay, I agree with you there. And I guess like it doesn't. I guess this doesn't really. Sorry, I guess this doesn't really work.
So yeah, white captures, then J6, and then
J6.
Yeah, so you just play J6, and then white plays F3.
Okay, so white doesn't capture this piece.
White does not capture J7. That's correct.
Okay, so red plays F3.
White plays F3. Yeah.
Okay, white plays F3. Yeah. So
move.
This looks like it. Yeah, solidifies a lot. Although I guess we have some Sente moves probably, but I guess they're not going to be so easy to follow up.
This creates a super interesting situation. I remember seeing it like later in like when the game was actually happening. So F3 and then F1 from red makes sense. So I guess we'll see whether or not this series of attacks pans out. So red plays F1. I feel like that's almost forced. Like you have to do something in the top at this point, otherwise you're probably gonna.
Can you parry? No.
So then white plays F2.
Right. F2 is basically the kind of obvious move.
Yep. F2.
So C2 or
C1 from red.
C1. Yeah. Which doesn't really attack anything though, but it is probably necessary to build up something else.
Yeah, it does set up some stuff. So like maybe if maybe red wants to win control of C3 at some point, that's maybe an option. But
what about like a move like this? I don't know, because the thing is we need to be able, because I was just thinking about like how this move just gets blocked with a 3 stack unless we block the line of sight emanating from the lower side.
Right. So that makes sense. What if after F2, what if we see G2 here? Okay. From red.
Okay. Yeah, then we have an easy block like this one. Oh no, wait, hang on. What? Wait, sorry, that's not a block. This?
Yeah. So now, I thought maybe there was something there for red. what if red now plays c1?
Doesn't change anything.
It doesn't really do anything. Yeah.
No. In fact, this two stack is annoying. It's only a two stack, meaning if we can play here first.
So if red wants to have this, I guess, invasion succeed, red needs to preemptively shut down the E column, like maybe. White's influence in the E column.
Maybe.
Otherwise, I don't think there's enough pieces there. Okay. Anyways,
yeah.
Okay, so after C1, white plays C2.
White plays C2.
I think you should keep the influence on. I feel like that's important for like this invasion.
Yeah, I'm just like what I'm trying to do is like have it on and then off alternately so that people can see like both views.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So C2 from white and then E1 from red.
E1 from red. Okay, so now do we see I?
Now we see I5.
Yeah,
makes sense.
G3 or D2.
D1 from red.
D1. Okay, double attack. Can we do something about this for both, or is it?
Oh yeah, white can parry here, D3, and parry and shield.
Ah, yes, such a nice move.
Yeah, actually, white did play that. White did play D3, so that's good.
That's a great defense.
Yeah.
So can we just take like a random other defense? I mean, basically, yeah, this is the only move here. I mean, this is the only move.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just kind of a beautiful.
So that's a very nice find. D3, and then G2 from red.
Maybe not beautiful. Beautiful maybe implies like it should be kind of deeper, a couple of moves deeper, but this was just like nice that it's beautiful in the sense that it's nice that it worked out like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe not the hardest to find, but I think it's a good move. So G2, it makes sense. And then white reinforces on F2. I think that's forced.
And at this point, actually, both red and white are completely tied on the score. But I guess there'll be both people have like at least one, two, like a couple of dead stones on both sides. So
yeah. So then red plays a 3-stack. Wait a second. What? Red plays E9 here.
Okay, so finally capturing.
Yeah. Okay, that seems like a good move.
It does, yeah, because then this is kind of threatening to make everything live here. Oh, because the problem is red needs a 3-stack cap for this to live, but these two moves are basically so if red plays one, then white will play the other, and then
the whole group is dead. Yeah.
And that goes the same here. It's like,
oh, actually, you know what though? Let's say red plays. Let's say red had another move, red can play H3 because H3 comes with a threat on F3.
So if white passes, red
H3, white defends the threat, then red gets.
Yep.
Yeah,
that works.
So I think that's kind of similar to what happened. Let's see, E9, and then white plays E4.
E4. Oh, so now does H3 still work? Yeah, I mean, so what happened?
Okay, we don't see that though. We see I4 instead.
I4's, I guess, not as good. Oh, maybe it is. No,
I4. I don't. Wait a second. Hey, go to I4.
So we played I4, yeah. But look, I mean, H3, what's going on here?
So if white plays H3 here, which is actually what happened, now we get to see
G4 captures?
Now we see G4 captures.
This did happen too, right?
Yeah, this happened. The thing is though, like this is a super interesting position because if you look, like red's threatening I6 now. Like I6 is good for red.
Yeah.
But if white plays that, then we see that capture. And this is just completely winning for red. So this is a nice move, I think. Okay, so after
Man, I should have put the last move on. Okay.
Okay, so hang on though. So go back a second. Go back until red plays I4. Okay, so red plays I4, and then white plays H3.
Right.
Okay.
We did that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then wait a second. Sorry. Yeah, then G4.
And then red captures.
And then H4 is the move.
H4.
H4 from white. Yeah.
So now we can see F3 captures.
Wait, what? We don't see that though. Hang on a second. What? F4. Red plays F4 instead of F3 captures.
F4? Okay, so what does white do then? Because now, like, basically white has a free chance to save everything, right? Let's say that, no, maybe white doesn't have a free chance to save everything. Hang on.
Well,
yeah,
E2.
now E2.
E2, and there's nothing. All those stacks, amazingly, all those stacks are dead, I think.
Yeah. But this is like such a, attractive capturing move.
Yeah.
It really just begin.
Maybe red didn't see it.
It's possible.
I feel like this is just winning for red. Right? Because red's now going to have a massive group in the top right. They're winning in the bottom left. I don't think white has anything here.
Maybe like this. This would still die, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is there any way to get 3? Hang on. No. Yeah, so then
you can get 3. You can get a 3 in the corner.
Okay.
You can make 1 life, yeah. So
you can get actually 2 points, but
3-2, yeah, exactly. Okay, so anyways, F4. Okay, so F4 from red, and then we see E2 from white.
Yeah, saving everything, which is is another really good defending move from white.
Right. And then we see H5. Wait, no, sorry. We see red plays D2.
That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so this doesn't work because it doesn't have a threat, but red could have instead played no, I6 doesn't even work either, actually.
It's just a snapback.
It temporarily allow anything to create like a bigger group in the right? I don't think so.
I don't see anything.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, you can do this at least. No, this is fine.
Yeah.
Then you can get 4 points in the right side.
Yeah. Okay. So that'd probably be a minor improvement.
So after E2.
After D2.
D2.
H5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, yeah.
Yeah. H5 and then K6 from red.
K6.
And
that's also not.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can we do better? Or is it no, it's not. We can't do better at this point. Okay, fine. No big deal. This is probably the best we can do. Yep.
K6 and then white plays J7.
And there's a 3-stack reinforcement, or
and then the J5 from red.
Yep.
Makes sense. And then white plays B5.
B5. Oh yeah. Now white's really starting to come over and encroach.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. And then b5, we see b7 from white.
I play c4.
B7 from red, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, because red can capture this one. So what happens?
B7, and then white plays b4.
B4. Interesting. So does red capture?
Yeah, then red plays b6, captures.
Yep. And white captures on c5.
White captures c5, that's right.
And red plays a5?
Red plays e5.
E5. Red plays e5. Okay, well, a5 forcibly captures.
Yeah, I don't know if just e5. Well, e5 wins a contested space in the center.
The center is already contested. Oh, it wins the contested space. Actually, what's better is f5, right?
F5. That's going to be a sharp point, though.
Oh, true. Because then there's no way for.
But I think actually a5 would have been better because a5 wins 2 points.
Instead of.
Because now c5 will fall. Like red, I think. No, c5 won't fall. White's faster.
Like this?
Yeah, white's faster. Right.
No, I mean, they have this one.
What? No, but what if white? What if white? Okay, so a5. Yeah, then now play e5 from white, and now red captures b5.
Okay.
And now,
yeah,
something like that.
But is this worth it? I don't know.
B1. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's tough to say.
So we don't get that. We got this one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Does white prevent
exactly.
this?
Then white plays a1.
Yeah. Okay, I really like that move.
Yeah, me too. Now red plays k10.
Okay, I really like that move.
Because that threatens the 3 stack.
Yeah, so white has to cut here.
Yep, so let's see. White plays j6.
J6?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because it's basically it's saying then like, no, you're not going to live here.
That makes sense, yeah. j6 and then a6 from red.
Yeah, creating some drama, but this would be answered by a5.
A6 to a5 exactly, and then f1 from red.
Right, which I don't see how it does anything. Now we just begin the onslaught of captures.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that red can really do, except red does have to reinforce d1 at some point, which I think does happen.
So after
f1,
yep,
f1, then g4 from white.
Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, white's ahead.
Yep, and then d1.
D1's already. Oh, whoa!
D1 reinforce.
I forgot about that.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought those were all dead, but no. This move exactly was for the purpose of getting 3 on here.
Right. Yep.
Oh, I think I actually said that earlier. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. And then d1, then we see f4. Okay. Makes sense. And then c6.
C6, yeah. Okay. Just kind of a
c6, then d2.
D2.
And then I10.
I10.
I10. Yeah. And then I9.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess red's trying to see if it can capture anything else, but I think white sees what's going on. So I9 and then H9.
Okay, reinforce. Okay, then.
Yeah, H9 and then H8.
Yep.
H8 and then J10.
Reinforce?
Yep. Reinforce, yep. After J10, J9 from white, sorry, the reinforce, and then G8 from red.
Okay.
G8. I guess they're just finishing it up now, but it's pretty much done.
Yeah. But regarding these will basically be white.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Red can play any of there, and then they get captured. So.
And here's kind of what it looks like in the end.
Yeah. So what's the final score is? What's the final score?
The final score is 42-49. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, these are two both pretty tough tumbleweed players, and it was a pretty crazy fight. I guess there was one crucial mistake at the end for red. Let's go back and see what happens.
Now that you've added all those moves. It was on F3, right? I think red needed to capture F3, and that was probably winning.
This, I mean, I guess it's still kind of a lot left in the game, but I mean, I don't know.
Like, I just don't see the final territory, if this move were to happen, being that much different for red anywhere else on the board. So like red's still going to get the bottom left, going to get a little bit of a life on the edge on the right side, and then they're going to have a bigger group on the top right. And that should probably be enough, I think, to swing the score in red's favor.
Really? You think?
I think.
And plus we could do better on this side too by maybe it's too late at this point.
It will be close, I think. So he said 49. You said 49 to 42.
Yeah.
So that means red needs to get, or white. Red needs to get 4 more points, essentially, right? Compared to the final score.
Yeah. So should.
And I think there's 4 more points of material.
I don't know if it's any more actually.
Well, no, but now D2. What? Hang on. Go back to the point of capture. So, okay. So yeah, go back to the point at which red could have captured F3. Okay. So let's say this happened. What's white's best response?
I don't know, but I played this one because it looks like it puts a bunch of pieces under attack.
Okay, and now F2 captures.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so now red plays D2. Is that enough?
Yeah, or I was thinking like, I don't know.
And then yeah, so if red plays F4.
But then the problem is this one, then what?
Now that falls. And now red has nothing on the right side.
Yeah, so that's the trade-off made it difficult.
Red only had 2 points on the right side in the final position, right?
And what was gained here?
And we need to gain 6 points in total. And in this position, red gained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points in the top. So I think.
Did we? I mean.
Yeah, because in the final position, we had a 3 stack on D1, and then we had E1 and F1.
Oh, here. Now, it was these 3, right?
Exactly. But now we have that big group.
So, yeah, exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, maybe it works. Maybe it's enough.
I'm not certain, but it's close.
Because there's only 2 here, yeah. It looks like it's enough because it's 5.
Yeah.
It's 5 more points. Yeah. Okay, but I think I should stop this one because it's super late for me now. But thanks for helping me review this super exciting game from the tournament.
And now I am playing Desperis in the next round, so we will see how that goes, I guess.